I want to remind everybody that the ribbon cutting and dedication, formal dedication for the Love sculpture is this Thursday at 11:30 over on the amphitheater grounds. They have a really nice event planned for that. They have some guest speakers coming, some folks, representatives from the Virginia Department of Tourism, which is the group that backed that drive, are going to be on hand. And there will be a time for refreshments in the underground of the theater after that. So if you're able to, please come on down and participate in that. The community gathering that I touched base on is scheduled for Thursday, April the 27th at 6:30 at the Historic Masonic Theater. That's a change in date from the usual day that they have it. It's backed up a week from when they usually have it. And that was due to a conflict in scheduling at the theater. So that's usually a pretty well attended event. And I think the main topic of discussion this month is going to be housing in Clifton Forge. And they have a realtor guest speaker coming to address that topic for the town. Corridor Curb Appeal Vision 2025 has set Saturday, April the 22nd, which is actually Earth Day, for the Community Cleanup Day. Anyone who wishes to participate in the organized group should meet at Town Hall at 9 a.m. You'll receive your orange safety vests, orange trash bags to pick up your garbage in. As always, the bags are brought back to Town Hall, deposited out front, and the Public Works crew will take care of those on Monday. This year we are encouraging, though, other folks to participate in their neighborhoods, church groups, other activities. Dominique, I think Boy Scouts are going to be here to work with us that morning.
Yes, sir.
A group from Boys Homes coming down to participate that morning. It's usually a really big crowd, a really good turnout, and within a couple of hours, it's a big impact that's made. So please put that on your calendars to remember to participate in that. We're moving forward with the park equity study that we talked about last month. The engineers are going to meet with us again next Friday to try to come up with a plan, evaluating all of the parks in Clifton Forge, potential upgrades and repairs needed, and to make a definite recommendation to town council as to whether or not they believe that the appropriate location for the All Abilities Park is Linden Park. Now, I know that Linden Park's been approved for the use of that, but after the public community gathering that we hosted at the theater, the feedback was maybe we need to take a different look at that and see if we might have a better location than right in a neighborhood park. So we'll let you know how that turns out, and we'll present that to council before the June meeting. And then, of course, we will hold another community gathering on that for your input also. I attended, along with Brad Church and some members of the community, a solar skate workshop hosted by Botetourt County last week. A lot of information came in about solar power and solar farms, and learned a lot, learned that there's a lot of bases you have to cover. But the main thing that we came away with is that Virginia has issued a statement that they're going to require that so many acres of land, public land in Virginia, be dedicated to solar energy. There's also, they keep referring to the 2032 bill, which is obviously referring to 2032, that they would like to see a certain percentage of all the localities in the state have an alternative plan to be utility self-sufficient if they needed to be for a period of time in times of a disaster or natural event. So we're gonna move forward slowly. The other thing that we learned that really kind of made us feel better is, as far behind as we are on this solar information, we're no further behind than anybody else in this part of the state except for 1 or 2 localities. The town of Bedford has a big solar production system in the middle of their town. Their wealth of knowledge to draw off of. And we met representatives from Brunswick County and Franklin County who are undergoing right now big solar projects. First thing we're going to need to do is get this incorporated in part of our comprehensive plan as a future initiative for the town, and then work with Jared and through that group for zoning and ordinances for all aspects of solar, even down to the finite requirement of money put aside for decommissioning those panels at the end of their life expectancy. So it's a lot to cover, it's a lot to learn, a lot to work through, and we've reached out and we have some representatives coming from the folks that put this program on to actually tour Clifton Forge and see what our possibilities are here in the future for any type of solar project or power. So we'll keep you updated on that. Of course, council will be included in any of those discussions, and we'll keep everybody updated on what's going on with that. Jeff, you mentioned earlier about the Sensory Trail. You know, progress is being made pretty quickly on that. We've got a tentative schedule for the ribbon cutting and dedication of that part of the trail for the week of May the 8th. That's when the Hammond family will be in town. And as you know, the trail has been funded through a very generous donation from them in honor and remembrance of Reverend Gordon Hammond. And I think it's only right that we recognize him and his contribution to the community, and in turn their contribution to the Century Trail when his family can be here to participate. Jeff, you've been involved in setting some of that up and talking with them, and I think they're looking forward to that happening. The other part of that is the community garden. I don't know if any of you have been down there lately, but they have erected 12 raised bed gardens, 4 by 8, 32 square feet each. They have plans to construct 1 handicap accessible raised bed garden right now, more to be constructed if need be. And just for reference, of the 12 beds that are built, we have commitments for 7 of those already to be rented. And I will say this, 2 of those in that 7 have been very generously funded and donated for someone in the community who might not have the wherewithal to pay the $35 rental fee for the year and would like to have a garden. Amazing. So they just need to reach out to us, actually to me, because I'm the only one that knows who that donator is, and we can make that happen and enter into the agreement with them on their behalf with the funding coming from somebody else. So if you know somebody that does want to have a little garden or participate that might not be able to comfortably afford the $35, send them my way, please. I think that's a great opportunity. And it's going to give everybody an opportunity to get out and be down in nature and enjoy the evenings and what have you. So I've been asked by everybody, you know, well, what are we going to do if somebody's stealing my tomatoes? Well, you're going to have to work that out with your neighbor, because we can't help that. So
Cop will be patrolling.
yeah.
Tomato patrol.
We do have 3 projects that we're working on right now. One of them is West Ridgeway Street paving project. The engineers were here last week trying to finalize that. We don't have a definite date from VDOT when that project's going to be started, but our engineers are working directly with VDOT. I do know that that will be sometime in the near future, late spring, early summer, that project will be started. I was asked today about the Roxbury Street Bridge project. I have not gotten an answer from the engineers on the timeline for that project. All I know is that it was allocated in this budget year, and we're doing everything we can to move them along to get them to start on that before the end of this budget year, which is June 30th. But that will be happening in the very near future. I just don't have a definite date for a start on that project from them. And then the last thing that I have tonight is I received word today that Atkins Excavating, who did the water line repair downtown at Commercial and Ridgeway, will be in town Thursday to mill the intersection, put the finished coat of asphalt on it, get rid of the rough area, get rid of the potholes, come up to in front of Mountain Field Market, repair that intersection, and then pave down River Street to the bottom of the hill and around the alley. So hopefully by the end of the day Thursday, we'll have smooth riding when we come through the intersection of Commercial and Ridgeway. It's been an all-winter project, and you just can't get asphalt and put it down in the wintertime. And he promised he'd be back as soon as they opened up, and I think they opened up last week. So, Mr. Mayor, that's all I have tonight for my report.